Welcome to Rack of the Week 198. We're going to get right into it pretty quick this week. Just want to make a quick shout out to two new members at the student level and disciple level, Jameson, who I've worked with before, and Well Therefore. I'm not going to read everybody's names. You can see them on the screen. Thank you very much for your support. It means a lot to me. I chose this rack by Mario He a few weeks ago, so let's see if I can remember as I go through it why I chose it. I call it Mario Makes It Look Easy. So he's a deserving winner. He's a repeat. He won the Straight Pool Championship last year as well. Let's take a look at this rack and see if we can figure out why that is. I'm going to hit play while Mario looks at the break shot. Obviously, it's a below-the-rack break shot. You notice that he's taking a good look at where the cue ball is going to hit the rack. From where he's at, I'll hit pause real quick. From where he's at, kind of a parallel angle. If the cue ball's inside, like way down here, then you shoot with high right, typically, hoping to get the cue ball to skip off the bottom of the rack and spin up. But when you have a parallel angle or a shallow angle like this or this, you want to use high left and you're trying to get the cue ball to go around the rack like that. This can give you you can take a second glance at this and be a little bit worried because it kind of looks like that cue ball's heading right for the side pocket. And you saw Mario take a look at where it's going to hit. It looks like it's hitting the near side of the two ball, like right there. So it kind of looks like it's on a tangent line to scratch. That's why the top spin is so important. I mentioned that on a lot of break shots. Top spin, you've got to get a good amount of top spin going on your break shots. And that's very true here as well. Watch the cue ball when Mario breaks and it curves to the side rail and avoids the scratch. So he went down and sighted it. Now he's sighting the object ball, and then he's going to go back behind the cue ball. That's pro stuff there, guys. That's what you do. Watch the cue ball curve off from the two. See that? That cue ball was heading this direction, and it curved away from the rail, and then the left spin brought it around. Didn't have enough energy to get all the way around to center table. But boy, look, he certainly spread the balls wide. And you saw Mario, first thing he did was walk all the way around the table. And now he's walking around again to take a look. Well, he's going to shoot from over here. Obviously, he's going to shoot this stripe. We all would shoot that shot. But let's do a quick rack analysis. You have a break shot. That's where you always start with. We have one break shot. Now, as I've said before, it's possible we might make another one from these balls in the rack area. But we have one, and so we might shoot that. There's a blocker ball for the break shot. And usually I preach that you should try and get rid of that ball as soon as you can. The reason why is you only have access to it from here or from here. So your cue ball is going to be moving after you shoot it. You can't shoot a stop shot on that ball. So you've got to have another ball to play position to and a route to get around. And it's also for that reason, this is generally a very poor key ball. So you don't want to leave it to the end. You want to find a way to get at that ball as soon as you can. Now, it can possibly be a key ball for the break shot. In other words, the last ball on the table that you shoot. If you get this angle, and then you can just go one rail and out, and you're on your break shot. But that's really hard to get the cue ball at that precise of an angle, unless if you have a K2 ball over here that'll let you do it. So I don't recommend it. I think it's better to just get rid of it and find a key ball somewhere else. And the other thing that we've talked about is paths to pockets. We've got a cluster here, and we've actually got kind of 3 or 4 balls up table. So we're probably gonna want to shoot all 4 of those in a pattern. This ball in the side pocket is real easy, and you can get access to it from anywhere. And hold the cue ball so you can shoot the stripe, and then the 6, and then probably get over for this ball and then this ball. So those 4 balls kind of connect to each other easily. That's kind of nice because that only leaves 9 balls down here that you got to pocket, that you have to worry about a pattern to get to. When we're looking at these balls down table, we're looking to pass to pockets. So I already talked about this one. These are easy. This ball goes over here, and I'd be looking to shoot that ball over there. If the 8 ball goes over here, I'd like to shoot that one first because then I can. So, for example, I might shoot this, come up, get an angle on the 8 to bump these balls, and then you have the 3 or this stripe back the other way. So, in other words, this is that situation where you're saying, I've got a little cluster. Do I want to bump these balls or do I want to play them where they lie? You want to look at paths to pockets. This bottom ball of these three looks like it will go here as well. I don't have a key ball to set up for it. Like I said, I can't shoot a stop shot on the 13 to get on this ball. So you've got to find some other way to get over there. So for that reason, it might be better to bump these balls. But if I remember correctly, Mario, oh yeah, I remember what he does. So Mario does something really smart along those lines. So he's going to play position the way that I mentioned. It's getting over into this zone. Real natural from there. You can shoot the 3. You can shoot the 8 if it goes. So Mar's taking a look at that, and you can tell by what he shoots here, you can tell that he is extremely cognizant of what I just talked about. And that's how you make it look easy, by dealing with your issues immediately, and then the remaining balls are just a matter of connect the dots. So where do you think Mario's sending the ball on this shot? He's sending it to the very last thing that I just mentioned. Barely touched his break ball, didn't hurt the break ball at all. But now this ball goes. Once that goes, then this ball is open to this pocket. Once that ball's gone, then this bottom one is open up back to this pocket. So obviously he's not bumping the balls. Paths to pockets, get the cue ball on the right side of the balls, and clear them that way. I've already mentioned that the 4 balls up table are going to be easy, so deal with your problems first. Oh, and he had an angle to bump those gently, so that's nice. I think he would have liked, he might have been trying to get the cue ball to stop here, because then he would have a shot on this stripe. And I think he just went up and looked at that, and he doesn't have it. So now he looked over here. Now he's got a row of balls that all go into this pocket. So it's on the shot that he just shot, he rearranged some balls. So when that happens, what do? You do what he just did. You walk around the table and reevaluate. Where do the balls go now that I've moved them? That's how you make it look easy, folks. So he's chosen to shoot the upper balls. So this is a 4-ball pattern. When he shoots the 5, the cue ball naturally is going to go this direction. I've said that. How do you get down table from your up table balls? You're going to look, usually you look for a ball that's along either one of these side rails, because those are easy to find from up table. And there's nothing easier than going from this 5 ball down to this 2 ball. Now, this cue ball can stop anywhere along that way, but the whole key to this rack now, which he noticed earlier, is getting on these balls into this pocket. Then you can use one of those to play position for the 13 and then work your end pattern from there. So we're getting, look how he just sighted. If he goes 2 rails, you hit this rail here and then come down this way and you're on the 2. Or he can go straight down as well, straight without touching the rail. But now we're way, oh yeah, so he was trying to go to the rail where he looked, but he played position off the point by accident. I've done it a million times. It happens, and you're glad that it doesn't go in the pocket, because the cue ball can scratch at that angle. We've all seen it happen. Okay, so from here, I'm going to hit pause real quick. We're kind of in the end pattern. We've got to figure something out quick. But you notice that by dealing with the issues and then recognizing this four ball sequence up table, it made short work of the rack. He made it look easy. He's got a shot on this ball right here right now. The problem is the cue ball is going to hit this ball, and then where's it going to go? Where's the cue ball going to go? There's no need to do that. No need to bump balls. We want to keep the cue ball under control. So Mario's going to draw the cue ball back here, because you can get position on any of these balls into this pocket. And as a matter of fact, I've done this, and occasionally the cue ball draws back dead straight in on the 1 ball on the side. And then you can just shoot the 1 and then shoot these balls. Regardless, what Mario's attempting now is one of the more difficult shots in the pool. And what am I talking about? I better hit pause again. What I'm talking about is this. The distance from the cue ball to the object ball is farther than the distance from the object ball to where you want to play position. You really need to practice this a lot. Drawing the cue ball back farther than it is, or less far than it is now. And in fact, drawing it back a specific distance. There might be an occasion where you want to draw this cue ball back to here or to here. So getting that cue ball to come back a distance, especially when it's traveling farther than it took to get to the object ball, that's a really tough skill. And you can tell after Mario shoots this, he's okay with it, but he's not entirely. Yes, he kind of paused there and bounced a little. He's like, not quite what I wanted. I wanted it to come back a little bit more. You can see if the cue ball came back to here, then he's got a stop shot on here or a better shot on this to nudge this one over. So he's taking a close look. You saw him get down and looked at his angle for shooting this ball. He looked at, do I want to shoot the one up in the corner? No, that doesn't do any good. So this is kind of this 13 over here is kind of a problem still, that he's cognizant of that. And I like what he does here, doing something really wise. Can you believe that? That's actually what he was looking at. He walked over here before he shot this and looked, because he knew that the cue ball would come on this line, and he wanted to see what angle he's going to have for these balls. This is the crucial part of the rack, and this shot is the reason why I chose the rack, in addition to the one that he just played. What would you do from here? Now he's looking at the 13. Do I have a shot at the 13? He's at the position again. I wouldn't have done that. I would have tried to shoot this ball and just draw the cue ball up here to then shoot one of these, and then the other one's open to either pocket. Also realizing that if I just draw the cue ball up here and I don't if I come too far, I will have a shot on this ball, which I've got to get a shot on that ball. But you saw Mario come up here before this shot and sight along here. I'm not sure what he was thinking about. He might have been thinking about getting a shot on this 13. Maybe he thought he would come lower and have an easier shot on this ball. But he's evaluating what to do right now, and it takes him a while to think this through and decide what to do. What would you do? If you can shoot the 13, which is what he's looking at now, I would shoot the 13, or he might be seeing if the 8 ball clears this stripe into the corner. I'm not sure. But if you can see the 13, I would be trying to do this. Get on the 1, and then he's looking at his angle to get on the 1 right now, because obviously the 1 is a key ball to shoot either of these into this corner pocket. That's what I see. It's probably, if you can get the cue ball here, it's great, but it's probably not the best thing, because this is hard to judge this speed to get the cue ball over here. Your cue ball might stop here. Then you've got to shoot the 1 and go all the way across table and back to try and get here. Or your cue ball might stop up here. Now you have completely the wrong angle. Now you're thinking about shooting the 1 ball and running into these balls and hoping you get a shot. So this is not ideal. This shot to get over here is not ideal, because you've got to hit it perfect or you're going to have a tough shot. So Mario realizes that and he doesn't shoot it. What do you think he does? I won't tell you. Take a guess. You don't want to shoot that dark ball on, if this is the 8 or the 4. You don't want to shoot this because your cue ball's bumping the stripe. Now you have to play speed to bump the stripe down and bring your cue ball over here and hope you have an angle to get back up here. This is a champion's play. To have the trust in your stroke and know that you can hit this shot well. Because it's a higher percentage play the way he plays it. Ton of inside English, 3 rails around. Well, I love it. I love it. That's a great shot. That's a champion shot. Now, the nice thing, and he's looking at the one, I was going to say, the nice thing about it is if you don't get good on either one of these, you'll probably get a shot at the one up in the corner or the side. And he went and looked at the one in this, over here. Look what he just did. Did you see what he just did? I'm not sure what he's looking at, but my guess is that he just looked at shooting this ball into the side pocket. Why would you want to do that? It's if you shoot the 1 first, then you shoot the stripe and roll forward to here. Then you cut this ball on the side and slide your cue ball up here to get on the break shot. I mean, that's a possible pattern, but I think it's pretty tight. A lot of really precise cue ball control necessary for that. What I would be looking at here is shooting the 1 ball in the upper corner, because that holds the cue ball close to straight in on this ball. So you shoot this one next and then draw your cue ball back here. Then you're below the shot line for this stripe, and then you can slide your cue ball up here. I think that's the best end pattern. I'm not sure, but I think it's pretty good. Another good end pattern would be to shoot these 2 balls. Maybe you shoot the stripe, draw back, and then shoot this ball. but here's the shot line to the one in the side. You stay above that because then you can go to the rail and out past center table to get on your break shot. Straight pool players tend to get real good at this shot, which is cutting a ball into the side with inside English to spin back across. We do that a lot, so we get comfortable with it. Doesn't come up in 9-ball all that much, but a lot more often in straight pool. Let's take a look at what Mario shoots. I like preserving one of these balls in the center of the table because in the center it's a transition that you can use it to transition. So that's another pro shot to recognize this possibility. Rather than use this ball as the key ball, he realized that he could bump this ball over and create another break ball and then use this one ball as the K2 ball instead of the key ball. How brilliant is that? That's making it look easy because now he has two break balls. Either one can be a key ball for the other, depending on how far across his cue ball comes. I mean, that's why I chose this rack. It's just brilliance. That's why he won the tournament. He's just a phenomenal straight pool player. You can see the whole rack, and that's what it takes. So now you decide, you know that you can get away with either one, but you make a decision on which one you want. So I'm not sure. He may have been trying to keep the cue ball over here where he has a very shallow angle on the dark ball to slide up here. Maybe not. I think not, because he has got a very good angle to bounce off the rail and come up here. And that's a really good break shot when you don't have a stop shot into the side as a key ball. I want you to notice the way the cue ball travels. Did you see the pattern? You don't want to shoot real low on the cue ball because then the cue ball takes this line. Actually, the ball he shot was here, but it takes this line. It's going to pick up some contact-induced throw, and it's going to come wider off this rail, and then you end up here. So if you notice, he didn't draw the ball. He shot kind of at center or below, so the cue ball took a more direct line to the rail, and then the contact-induced spin just brought it up this direction. So that's pretty advanced control, and that's rather than using a high ball. Rather than using a high ball where the cue ball might curve a little bit, or it's harder to judge the angle. So you're just following, or you're going forward to the tangent line with a kind of a drag draw, but you're hitting center ball. So it just goes straight to the rail and then spins up. And that's how you control that rebound angle, and then you're just playing speed control to get close to the parallel line, which he achieved really well, real well. In fact, ideal, because here's the parallel line, and he's parallel to the ghost ball. So, I mean, with a ball that's this close to the rack, that's just perfect. You notice that it's Niels Feijen racking the balls. This is the match where Mario got to 149. He needed one, and I don't remember if he missed or didn't have a shot. And Neil made a charge to try and run out and didn't quite make it. But this is a phenomenal match. Both of them played great. When Niels was on the line, he ran 3 racks in a row that were all just like impossible. And he cleared all 3 of them. Phenomenal straight pool. And I'm probably going to feature at least one of those racks in next week's Rack of the Week. And then Rack of the Week number 200 will be kind of a recap of the last 200s. So this is, you notice that Mario took a really good look. That's what the Europeans do. They put their cue stick over the line and sight along the joint to see where the cue ball is going to hit the rack. And so he's going to do a soft draw. He's going to hit the bottom of the second ball. See that? He knew exactly where he was going to hit it. Bottom of the second ball with a soft draw stroke to get the cue ball to the rail. Stop here. And then you know also that that stripe ball was at the top of the rack. I believe it went to the rail. Or did it go straight up here? So with the cue ball here, you're probably not going to get a shot in this corner pocket, although you can, and he does have the 2 ball. But you're going to get that head ball to come up and have a shot on that ball in the side pocket. This is what a lot of people call old school straight pool. Instead of blasting the rack and spreading them wide, you have a small cluster in the center of the table. You have open balls below and on the opposite side of where the break ball was. And you're going to get one of those balls into the side pocket, and you're controlling the cue ball to the side rail for a shot on one of those balls. Beautiful straight pool. If you get a chance to go to digitalpool.com, it's a small fee, and you can get access to every single straight pool match from the 14-1 championship in November. Worth a watch if you're a fan of straight pool. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed that. Got a lot out of it. If you're going to play straight pool, play it straight. See you next week on Rack of the Week. Bye.